Welcome back, everyone, to the Stock Market Summary Series. What a finish to this holiday shortened week. I mean, the S&P 500 just charged to new all-time highs.
Absolutely, and the NASDAQ really outperformed, didn't it? Mostly those big tech names.
Yeah, Apple especially. It stole the spotlight this week, up over 6% overall. But here's the thing, as we head into the Independence Day weekend, is this kind of fearless vibe sustainable? Or are we just seeing a bit of a, pre-holiday sugar rush?
Good question.
We're going to dig into why this matters, how it fits the bigger picture. So definitely stick around. And hey, if you find these daily summaries helpful, do us a favor. Hit that like button. It costs you nothing, but it really helps us out.
For sure.
And click subscribe so you don't miss these updates. You can always unsubscribe later if it's not for you. Just that quick reminder, too. Nothing here is specific buying or selling advice. It's just general market commentary, trading education. So let's unpack this market action. The S&P 500, SPY, if you track the ETF, gained 0.79% today, pushed even deeper into record territory.
Extended yesterday's high.
Exactly. But we do need to echo that caution from yesterday. It's RSI, the Relative Strength Index, still kind of hanging out above 70, overbought territory.
That's a classic signal, right? Suggests maybe traders are looking for an excuse to, take some profits before the long weekend. Could make next week's open interesting. Vulnerable, perhaps?
And what's fascinating is how the NASDAQ, the QQQ, just surged 0.98%, really driven by tech. You mentioned Apple added another 0.5% today. That closes the week up over 6%. Just wow.
It really did steal the show. And the Dow, DIA, that climbed 0.76%. It's inching closer to its own all-time high, just like we kind of forecasted yesterday.
Almost like it hurt us.
Yeah. And the Russell 2000, IWM, rose a solid 0.93%, really riding that momentum from its breakout above the 200-day moving average.
That level we highlighted, yeah.
Yeah.
Crucial, and it's more than just technical, isn't it? It feels like a bit of a psychological shift. Signals maybe smaller companies are confirming the uptrend.
Which could mean capital flows shifting around if it holds. Understanding breakouts like that, that's a core trading skill. Something our mentorship program really digs into, actually, how to spot and trade those.
Good point. And that market vibe, that fearlessness, it continued. The VIX slipped below 17, just reinforces that no fear theme we talked about.
Low fear environment, definitely. So connecting this to the bigger picture, we had a blockbuster day for economic data. That certainly added fuel. The June non-farm payrolls report. Wow. 147,000 jobs added, way above the 110,000 expected.
Yeah, significant beat.
And the unemployment rate unexpectedly dropped to 4.1% from 4.2%. Forecasts were actually for a rise to 4.3%. Shows real labor market resilience.
It really does. And initial jobless claims, they fell too. 233,000, below the 240,000 estimate. Now, the S&P Services PMI was revised slightly lower, 52.9. But the composite PMI actually rose to 52.9. So maybe mixed signals in services, but overall growth looks steady. These jobs numbers, though, they paint a very strong economic picture. But that strength, especially in labor, it raises a question for the Fed, doesn't it? How do you think they balance this against inflation targets?
Well, it certainly cools down those near-term rate cut expectations. I mean, it reinforces Powell's cautious stance we mentioned yesterday. For you, the listener, the key takeaway here is probably that this strong labor market might mean rates stay higher for longer than maybe some folks were expecting, could reshape sector leadership down the line.
Good point. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. From the broad economy to Bitcoin and metals, how do they fare? Bitcoin, BTC, kept climbing, up 0.90%, holding firm above its 20 and 50-day moving averages.
Validating that bullish outlook we noted yesterday, when it was sort of building energy.
Exactly. And it suggests maybe that even with market optimism, investors are still looking for diversified growth outside stocks. That appetite for digital assets seems persistent.
Most other cryptos seem to follow Bitcoin's lead.
And metals.
Gold, GLD, slipped a bit, down 0.68%, eased off its 20-day moving average. Silver, though, SLV, gained 0.81%. It's still tracing out what looks like a potential bull flag pattern like we observed yesterday.
Interesting. So that suggests potential for more upside after this pause.
Potential, yeah. For those watching, a bull flag often signals continuation. Both metals are definitely worth watching for technical follow-through, especially gold's longer-term setup, given the economic uncertainty still out there.
Right. Hey, by the way, if you've got a stock you're watching or just a question about the markets, drop it in the comments below. We might cover it in a future session.
Definitely. Days like today, with Apple's rally, IWM holding its breakout, Bitcoin climbing steady, it really highlights the value of understanding these dynamics. Learning to read things like SPY's overbought RSI, or capitalize on that IWM 200-day break. Mastering risk management in fast markets. These are the skills that turn days like today into opportunities.
Absolutely, it's critical.
It's like that fundamental trading wisdom. Let your winners run, cut your losers fast. Our mentorship program really hammers home that practical side of trading. There's a lot more practical wisdom where this comes from in our program.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's wrap up today's action. A bullish surge, plain and simple. S&P 500, NASDAQ hitting fresh highs, the Dow creeping closer to its peak, Bitcoin staying strong, and all this underpinned by that surprisingly robust jobs report.
Quite a day.
And remember, have a ticker you want us to break down? Drop it in the comments. We love seeing what you're watching. So, final thought here. With such a strong labor market report, and the Fed likely staying cautious, what does this actually mean for market momentum heading into the holiday weekend?
Something to chew on.
Definitely something to consider while you enjoy your Independence Day.
We'll see you next time.